Few of you have had a controller trigger snap and it just gets really loose. It doesn't necessarily fall out right away, but when it does, it's kind of bad. I'll show you how to fix this with a Coke bottle cap. I'm going to use tin snips to cut the edge of the cap off, so I'm left with just the flat circle ring. Alright, so I've cut the center part out, and I'm basically going to cut it down to about the size of this, so that you'll see it in a minute. But I've got this part here. It's going to get cut down even more into a circle that's much tighter. And I'll mark that out and cut that. And actually, you know what? I think I'm going to drill it first. And I'm going to get a drill bit that is the same size as that circle right there. I have a drill press this time, but last time I did this, I used just a hand drill. It works fine. Basically, I've got my circle cut. I have a drill bit, same diameter as the piece that broke off, and I'm just going to drill it. I need both hands for this, and I'll be right back. The hole's drilled. I'm just going to cut that extra plastic off so that it's not there in the way when I glue it. Alright, so I basically just push that in there, and that's going to give it a base for the rest of the gluing process when I hook it back to the rest of the trigger. Another thing I'm going to do is reduce the size of that down to the size of the actual piece that I'm gluing onto it. It doesn't need to be that big. I'll do a quick trimming job on that and show you what it looks like in a second. I've marked a circle, and I'm just using some fingernail clippers just to do a quick and accurate job of trimming that. Safe, easy way to do it. That is the piece I just made for it. Next what I'm going to do is I'm going to scuff up that surface with some sandpaper just to make glue stick to it better. And I'll show you what I do on the trigger as well for that. Make sure that's nice and roughed up. Gives the glue something to stick to. I know my hands are dirty a lot in these videos, but you don't work without getting your hands dirty, so I'll wash them when I'm done. A little more. There we go. See, the surface is nice and dull. That's how I want it to be when I glue it. The super glue will stick really well to that. That surface where it broke is already kind of roughed up. I think that'll be okay. Looks ready. So I'm going to line these parts up properly so that they match, and it's back exactly how it used to be. The difference is it's going to have this backing plate on it that will hold it straight and also transfer that torque force when the controller is being used. It'll give it a little more rigidity and strength when it's all done. But I'm just going to put super glue all over this thing right now and make it real solid, and then it's pretty much done after that. I haven't used the glue in a while. Make sure I still have it lined up right. That's exactly how it goes back together right there. You don't want to put glue on this side here. This is the side that goes onto the potentiometer inside the controller. But you do definitely want to get it on this surface here and all of this around. So I'll do that real quick. I don't want a lot of glue everywhere, but in the important places I want it to be real solid. Glue myself up a bit. Don't really want to do that. Might happen. There. Except I glued myself to my product. There, now I'm going to let this dry. I might take a razor blade knife and just clean up any excess glue after it has dried that might be in the way. And I did not put glue inside the little channel there, and minimize as much as I could on this end. I'm going to put a bit more glue around the outside here just to hold it, and let that dry. And then I'll take a Dremel tool and just clean up the edges, make it look nice, and make sure it doesn't bind on anything once I put it back together in the controller. But this just slides off of the potentiometer when it's it basically slides off. Nothing holds it on but 3 screws hold on the whole assembly. I don't have one out right now, but that's how I fix them. It works pretty good. I've had one that's lasted for months that way. It was a temporary fix, but I called Kyosho and they sent me this a new trigger, and my second one broke. So I'm fixing the second one that broke, and I put the one that Kyosho sent me in the controller yesterday, and just am now finally getting around to fixing it, that I do a video for you. They do eventually break, and this is a quick, easy, and so far successful way to fix them. See you at the track.